we talk a lot about strange and weird things here at hotconflict.com. My name's Salim Siddiqui, and oftentimes we talk about things that are strange or supernatural, things that are slightly out of place, strange creatures from the unseen world, possible things that go bump in the night, and talk about pop culture in the way that these things are understood to a Western audience, and that these concepts have existed since time immemorial in folklore and tales and myths, and even in today's pop culture, by one of the best writers of our modern times, the great Dr. Seuss. One of the classic books. There's a Wocket in my pocket by Dr. Seuss. Did you ever have the feeling there's a wasket in your basket? Or a neuro in your bureau? Or a wazit in your closet? Sometimes I feel quite certain there's a jertin in the curtain. And sometimes I have the feeling there's a zlock behind the clock. And that Zeph, upon that shelf, I have talked to him myself. That's the kind of house I live in. There's a nink in the sink and a zamp in the lamp. And they're rather nice, I think. And some of them are very friendly, like the yacht in the pot. But that yodel in that bottle. Some are friendly, some are not. I like the Zabel on the table, and the Rare under the chair, but that Bofa on the sofa, well, I wish he wasn't there. All those nubbirds in the cupboards, they're good fun to have about. But that Noothgrush on my toothbrush, him I could do without. The only one I'm really scared of is the Vug under the rug. And that Quimney up the chimney, I don't like him, not at all. And it makes me sort of nervous when the Zal scoots down the hall. But the Yeps on the steps, they're great fun to have around. And so are many, many other friends that I have found. Like the Teller, and the Neller, and the Geller, and the Deller, and the Beller, and the Weller, and the Zeller in the cellar. And the Geeling on the ceiling, and the Zower in my shower, and the Zillow on my pillow. I don't care if you believe it. That's the kind of house I live in. And I hope we never leave it. For many times and many ages, people have talked about the strange mysteries of creatures roaming freely in the deserts, in the valleys, in the forests, and even sometimes strange beings in houses. But some are friendly, some are nice, some are open, some are light. There are many kinds of beings, and it is often the case we oftentimes refer to those in the unseen and those in the hidden realms as purely dark, but that is not always the case. As many that we find are beautiful and admirable and worthwhile to know. If you want to know more about strange creatures and paranormal, both good, bad, and ugly, my name's Salim Siddiqui, and you're watching hotconflict.com. A Findo in my window, and a Nook case in my bookcase.